There is a very specific, quiet kind of exhaustion you are carrying right now. It is not the tiredness that comes from working a long shift or running errands. It is a deep structural fatigue in your bones. You wake up feeling like you've been holding up the ceiling all night. And the hardest part? Nobody else in the room even realizes the ceiling is heavy. They just assume it stays up on its own. But it doesn't. You are the one holding it. You might not wear a special badge. You might not have a title. But in your family, in your workplace, or in your circle of friends, you are the practitioner. You are the one who actively practices awareness, truth, and emotional regulation. You are the anchor. And right now, you are being targeted, heavily. Today we need to talk about why the attacks against you have intensified. We need to look at the exact psychological strategy being used against you by the toxic people in your environment. Because what is happening right now is not random. It is not just bad luck. It is a calculated strike. And if you, the practitioner, fall, the entire community you are holding together loses its power. Let's strip away the surface noise and look at the brutal reality of how group dynamics work. In any system, whether it is a family of 5, a corporate office, or a friend group, energy tends to sink to the lowest common denominator unless someone actively keeps the frequency high. Most people are asleep at the wheel. They go along to get along. They ignore the elephant in the room. They sweep dysfunction under the rug because it is easier than dealing with it. But not you. You are a human lie detector. When you walk into a room, you change the atmospheric pressure. You don't even have to say a word. Your simple presence demands authenticity. You act as the immune system for your environment. When a toxic person, a narcissist, or a manipulator enters the space, everybody else might be charmed by their fake smile, but your internal alarm goes off immediately. You see the mask, and more importantly, the toxic person knows you see the mask. This brings us to a massive psychological blind spot that many chosen ones have. You think the toxic person is attacking you because they don't like your personality. You think they are spreading rumors about you, undermining you, or trying to gaslight you because of some personal vendetta. Erase that from your mind right now. It is never personal. It is strictly business. Toxic people operate like parasites. A parasite cannot survive in a healthy, strong host. It needs weakness. It needs confusion. It needs drama and low self-esteem to feed on. When a manipulator looks at your family or your community, they see a buffet. They see a group of people they can use, control, and extract energy from. But there is one massive obstacle in their way. You. You are the immune system. You are the boundary line. You are the practitioner of truth who keeps the group grounded. So, what does a virus do when it wants to take over a body? It attacks the immune system first. The narcissist is not trying to destroy you just to destroy you. They are trying to exhaust you, break you down, and make you doubt your own sanity so that you drop your guard. They want to trigger an autoimmune response where you start attacking yourself with guilt, overthinking, and imposter syndrome. Because if they can make the practitioner fall, the rest of the community is defenseless. Think about what happens when you step away. Have you ever noticed this? You get so burned out that you finally take a step back from your family drama, or you stop intervening at work. Within days, sometimes hours, everything turns to chaos. The toxic person moves right in. The boundaries collapse. The people who were relying on your strength suddenly fold under the pressure of the manipulator. This is the terrifying reality of your position. If you fall, the entire community loses its power. The standard drops. The dysfunction becomes the new normal. And the dark energy takes the steering wheel. This is exactly why the attacks against you are so exhausting right now. The enemy knows your value even when the people you are protecting do not. The people around you might take you for granted. They might even join in with the toxic person and call you too sensitive or too intense. They are asleep. But the toxic person is wide awake, and they know that you are the only load-bearing wall in the building. They are hitting you with everything they have. Smear campaigns, passive-aggressive comments, triangulation, playing the victim. They want you to snap. They want you to react in anger so they can point their finger and say to the community, "See? Look how crazy they are. Look how unstable they are." If they can discredit you, they disable the community's early warning system. So, how do you handle this? How do you survive when the weight of an entire community is on your shoulders and the wolves are biting at your ankles? First, you have to radically change your relationship with guilt. As a chosen one, your empathy is your greatest gift. But right now, it is being used as a weapon against you. You feel guilty when you rest. You feel guilty when you set a hard boundary. You feel guilty when you let people deal with the consequences of their own actions. You have to understand that preserving your energy is not a selfish act. It is a tactical necessity. You cannot protect the house if you are the one setting yourself on fire to keep everyone else warm. God did not put you here to be a human shield for people who refuse to wake up. You are a lighthouse. A lighthouse does not run into the water to save the sinking ships. It stands entirely still, grounded on the rock, and shines the light so the ships can find their own way. If you let the toxic people drag you into the water, your light goes out, and then everybody drowns. You need to pull your energy back. Stop trying to convince the sleeping people in your community that the manipulator is dangerous. The more you try to explain it, the more exhausted you get, and the more the manipulator uses your frustration against you. Instead, practice silent strength. Let the toxic person put on their show. Let them spin their webs. When they try to provoke you, give them absolutely nothing. No anger, no defense, no long explanations. Just a blank stare and a firm boundary. This starves them. A manipulator cannot process neutrality. It drives them out of their mind because they rely on your emotional reaction to drain your battery. When you stop reacting, they are forced to look for fuel elsewhere. And usually, they will end up exposing their true colors to the rest of the community because they become desperate and sloppy. Your silence is louder than any argument you could ever make. Remember this. Your power does not come from how much abuse you can endure. Your power comes from your connection to truth. Your power comes from God. You are positioned exactly where you need to be. The enemy wants you to feel isolated, small, and crazy. But you are none of those things. You are the cornerstone. It is time to stop playing defense. You don't need to fight the toxic people in your life. You just need to outlast them by refusing to play their game. Protect your peace with ruthless intention. Sleep. Pray. Walk away from useless arguments. Let the community feel the weight of what happens when you don't step in to fix everything. Sometimes, people need to feel the cold to appreciate who was keeping the fire going. Stand your ground. Do not fall. The assignment on your life is far too important to let a passing storm convince you the sky is falling. You are built for this. I want to know if this hit home for you today. Have you noticed how quickly everything falls apart around you the second you stop managing the energy? Let's talk about it down in the comments. I read as many as I can, and your experience might be the exact thing someone else needs to read today to know they aren't crazy. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep your light on.